Today, I am going to show you how to build AI agents that can answer questions on your website and even answer your phone. Missed calls and unanswered questions are some of your biggest losses of revenue. And this can now be fixed with AI. I am going to walk you through the 4 things that you need to implement an AI agent or an AI chat bot or an AI voice bot. And both of these items can be incorporated into your website, or you can connect them to actually answer your phone calls so that you no longer have missed calls. And I know some people are going to be a little bit reluctant on this. They're going to say, my clients and my customers don't want to talk to AI, and that's fine. So we build in safeguards for that. If people don't want to talk to AI, they simply say, give me a real human or something similar. And the information is collected and passed on to you. It gives the opportunity for those that want their questions answered right away to get that instant gratification. And I can tell you that that speed to lead, that is key. I actually just had a conversation with somebody this week whose normal sales cycle was up to 12 months for the products that they were selling. They implemented a simple AI-powered chat widget, not even voice. This is not something answering their phone, but just something that could answer questions intelligently on their website. And they actually closed a deal in 30 days because one of their potential leads, one of their potential clients got their answers really quickly and were much more ready to buy. Okay, so there are 3 ways that you can implement this. You can follow along with me using GoHighLevel, and there is a link in the description, our affiliate link. So you will get a 30-day free trial instead of a 14-day free trial, plus some bonuses from us if you grab that link and follow along and build with me. The second option, you can sign up for Marketecs Engine, which is essentially our version of GoHighLevel, where you're going to get these templates already pre-built for you, and then you just customize them. Or the third option, you can actually contact us and we can build all this for you. And in that option, you still get full control over the system. You still get full access to everything. You still get Marketecs Engine, but we build it all and customize it for you, and then we maintain it as well. So, like I said, 3 different ways to get your AI agent voice or conversation. All the links are down in the description. Now we're actually going to build one. Here we are inside of GoHighLevel, or better yet, our version Marketecs Engine. I am in a demo account, so you're going to see me actually build a brand new AI agent for the first time in this account. When we sign in, we come into the main menu here, and you'll see there's AI agents is its own little section. When we come into AI agents, we have a couple of options across the top. Getting started, Agent Studio, which is something all on its own. Then there's Voice AI and Conversation AI. Conversation AI is where we're going to be spending most of our time today. There's knowledge bases. There are templates that you can pull from in here. And then there's Content AI, which again is something sort of all on its own. Let's take a quick look at the agent templates, just so you know what's in here. In all of these, you can see these are pre-built agents. A lot of them are free. There are some paid versions. If you click on any of these, you can actually install them. You will get this template, and it tells you some information about it. It tells you the description. It tells you it's a follow-up text action, and it even has some reviews. You're welcome to look through those agents and maybe pick one that would work for you and then just customize it from there. But today we're actually going to build from scratch. On this getting started page, you can see create your first voice AI, or if you already had one, these other options would be available. And the 4 steps to taking your AI agent live is, first of all, you need to give it a personality, goals, and actions. And that's where we build our actual agent. We actually build our agent. Then you need to give it training, which is what your knowledge base will be. And then the third piece is that you have to have a way for it to interact with people. If it's a conversation AI, basically text-based AI, then you want a chat widget for your website. If it's a voice AI, then you need a phone number, or you can do voice AI through the chat widget as well. And so that's where you can see here that it has create your AI agent, then you'll want to test it, and then you have to assign it a phone number in order to go live. That's the implementation, that final piece. So that's one extra action to take. And for the conversation AI, you can create it, you can test it. Training it is your knowledge base. You can actually have these AI agents take actions within the system. So if you are using GoHighLevel for your appointment booking, if you're using it to accept payments, you can actually have your AI take some of those actions on your behalf. It's all about how you set up the goals and the actions for it. And then there is enabling autopilot, which would be connecting it to that chat widget. Instead of starting here, I'm actually going to bring you to the knowledge base, because when you're building your AI agent, you have to connect it to an existing knowledge base. So that's actually where I like to start. I like to build my knowledge base first. And by default, there'll be an existing knowledge base that will be right in here. But we want to create a new knowledge base. And I would recommend that before you even start building your knowledge base, you have an idea of what do you want this AI agent to do? Do you want this AI agent to book appointments? Do you want it to answer frequently asked questions? Do you want it to answer questions maybe specifically about one program or one service? Really think about what your agent's going to do, because that's going to depend on what you put in your knowledge base. Let's say we're building a knowledge base for our test case, and we can enter a description if we want to, and then I'm going to click create. And I would be specific with your naming. Maybe name the knowledge base the same name as whatever you're going to give your agent, and you are going to have to pick a name for your agent, like a human name for your agent. So you might name it the same so that you can pair them together and it's very obvious. Now, when you get in here, you'll see that there's multiple items you can add to your knowledge base. This will be a list of everything you've added. You can add web sources. So it's pretty common to add your website. If your agent is going to be about a specific product, maybe you specifically want to add the website page to that product. Frequently asked questions, you can actually build out your frequently asked questions in here. You can add tables, you can add just regular text, and you can upload files like PDFs. For the frequently asked questions and the rich text, there is some limitations in here, and adjusting or adding to these could be a little more complicated. I have to say the better way that I've seen the frequently asked questions added is either you build a Google Doc and then you share it and add it under the web crawler section. So now when you want to update your frequently asked questions or whatever document that you have, whatever details about your program that you have, you just have to update that Google Doc. That's usually a little bit easier for most of our clients to do versus having each question set in here. And then if they want to make updates, we have to go in and update them, or they have to be trained on how to go in and update them. And then in rich text, you're just limited to how many pieces of rich text you can put in there. So I feel like the building out a Google Doc and then sharing it, of course, you have to make it shareable. Or you could even build a page on your website specifically for frequently asked questions. And a lot of people are starting to have those now for AEO anyway, answer engine optimization. So those are often going to be good pages to add in here, is if you have frequently asked questions. So I do like the idea of doing mostly web-based knowledge sources. You would add a source, and it's simply going to ask what the URL is, and you can put URLs with the path, URLs in this domain, or the exact match. And this is important because if you are training it specifically on a program or service, you might not want it to search your entire website, because then it might start to get confused with other products and services. If you're training it for a specific niche, then again, you might want to get exact URL pages. If you did build a page for your frequently asked questions, or you're sharing a Google Doc with your frequently asked questions, you want to make sure you use exact URL. So you would enter that URL and then extract data, and it will show up in the list here. All right, you add all of your information, all of your knowledge. I really think the details of each program you want it to deal with, your frequently asked questions, the details about your company, what you do, who you are, maybe about your team, all of those things could be in this knowledge base. Once you've built your knowledge base, and you'll see that it's going to show up here, you can always click back in it, add more content.
I'm interrupting this video to make sure that there is no confusion about HighLevel or about how to work with me. If you want to try HighLevel but don't want to waste months trying to figure it out, I have two very clear options for you to consider. If you're looking to build an agency or a SaaS business, head over to marketecs.com/HighLevel. By using our affiliate link, which costs you nothing, you will get the following bonuses. Our Marketecs Engine Core Snapshot. This is all of the features that we install in every new Marketecs Engine user account, and we're giving it to you for free as an affiliate. Our onboarding guides and access to our private community, an invitation to join our weekly live office hours, where I personally will answer questions and even share tips that I've learned throughout the week. And I'm constantly learning. There is so many new features and things to learn in this industry as a whole, not to mention within the HighLevel platform. Plus, we'll give you our additional templates, checklists, and migration guide. That's option number one. Option two is if you are a business owner just looking to improve your own tech stack and you don't want to do it alone. You would like a trusted strategic partner in your corner that speaks the language, brings you time-tested automations, proven strategies, and up-to-date learning. Then go to marketexengine.com and book a consultation with me to learn more about our high-level agency, Marketecs Engine, and joining our ecosystem. I'm also currently offering discounts on one-on-one consulting to any of our affiliates and high-level users. So whether you're building an agency or building a business, pick your path and let's drive results. Now, back to your regularly scheduled programming.
Now you're ready to start looking at building your actual agent. We're going to click on Conversation AI. When you come into Conversation AI, you have an agent list and you have a dashboard. The dashboard is going to show you your results and how your agent has been performing. Your agent list is going to show you all the different agents that you have created in here. So we're going to go ahead and click Create Bot. Now there is a guided form setup, a prompt-based bot, and a flow-based builder. And as you can see, this one is new. Today, we're going to start with this guided form setup. It asks you, is this going to be a general Q&A or appointment booking? Because these are the two most popular. I'm going to stick with general Q&A. You'll notice that I already have a brand voice here within my system. And I did another video all about branding, and it goes over how to build your brand voice. So you can watch that video or just click create your brand voice and do it right here with the prompts, pretty quick and easy. I'm going to go with the one that I already have created, and it has the company information right there. I can choose to edit it if there's something different that I want. You can see actually my whole brand voice is in here too, which is great. I can just hit next. You may need to build your brand voice first. All right, so now we have bot settings. So new employee number is basically the bot name right now. We're going to go ahead and change that, and we're going to give it a bot name. You can give it any name you want. This is the name that it's typically going to say. It's going to say, hello, this is so-and-so. So you kind of want to give it a name that sounds friendly. You could be a little cute with it, I guess, but it typically is an actual like person's name that they're using. All right, then we choose which channels do we want our bot to be live on. And what we really want is live chat. You can do SMS, you can do WhatsApp, you can put all these other ones in here. But what I was really focused on here is the live chat. That's the one where you're going to have the little widget on your website. People are going to ask it questions and it's going to answer. So I'm going to go ahead and actually remove some of these other options in my particular case and just leave live chat on there for now, because that's the only place that I'm looking to have it. If you want it on all these other channels as well, you can keep them on. And that being said, make sure you test every single channel. All right, the initial greeting will be that, hello, this is Telly, Marketecs AI agent. How can I help you today? And as you can see, if you leave this empty, they will use a generic greeting. So the primary bot option is if you want this to actually be replying to inbound messages, and you can see here that only the primary bot will reply to inbound messages. So you do want to make sure that your preferred channels are correct and that you're getting what you expected out of this. All right, wait time before responding. Most of these settings, the standards are going to be just fine, but you'll want to test and see if you want to adjust some of these numbers. Going to click next. Here is where we are looking at the bot goals, and you can see that it's using OpenAI or ChatGPT 4.1, and it is information it's going to collect: name, email, phone number. You can choose how much information you want here. For me, I'd probably just pick name and email for starters because that's the primary way we connect with our clients. And you'll notice here that when I deselected that, one of my custom questions and objectives, so this is matching the fields inside of your CRM to the information that's being collected. When you select phone, phone gets added down here. When you unselect it, it comes off. When you add city, city is getting matched up. And you can add custom questions and connect to custom fields. For example, I might want to know what role they have in the company, and that would be the title field in my CRM. All right, I think this is important. Skip if they have already filled this out. So if the system already has their information, make sure you skip this. Now, even though we picked a general bot, you'll notice here that we can still turn on appointment booking. Then you select the calendar that you want it to book for, and like which workflow gets triggered after they book an appointment. And that might be automatic already. So just know your workflows. If somebody books an appointment, they might automatically already go into a particular workflow. I will turn that off for right now. The email notification centers. So if the bot doesn't know the answer to a particular question, it says, who do you want to notify about this? And I want to get notified if it wasn't able to actually answer a question for someone. And then a custom email is also an option. I filled out all of my bot goals, and now I can click save. It says my bot was created successfully. Now, right now it is turned off. I can go test it, but it's turned off. Suggestive is when it is actually prompted. Autopilot is when it actually just works on its own, which is the goal to get to the point where this is answering questions on the website, responding to DMs on Facebook and Instagram, wherever it is that you're connecting with leads or potential clients, that it is on autopilot and can answer those questions and it's trusted, right? What I typically do is I do put it on autopilot, but then I build a page where I can go and test it. I don't go put it on my website right away. And this is the other reason that I might not have Instagram and Facebook turned on right now. I would wait until after I've tested it to go in and then turn it on to all the channels that I'm looking for. So keeping it on live chat right now, building a page where I can test it, but letting autopilot go. And I'm going to save and close. All right, now I have a bot with very standard information. Because I went through the prompted builder there, it really is going to be the basics to answer questions. And I didn't even choose which knowledge base it was attached to. So I really want to go back into my agent and take a quick look. And you'll notice there's even a little alert here. So you really still need to go back in. When I go back in, I'm in my bot settings, and you can see here I've got my name, I've got my autopilot, I'm on live chat. I can do my trial right here of it if I want to. I have 2 seconds before responding. We already saw that. Here's a setting that we didn't see in our initial setup. How many messages can a bot send? Do you want it to get images and voice notes? You can turn these features on and off. Do you want it to go to sleep if you chime in as a real person? You know, if this is a channel that you're also potentially responding to, maybe it is on your Facebook DMs and it starts a conversation with somebody and then all of a sudden you jump in, that's when the bot will turn off if you have this on, which is probably a good idea. That was the only change that I made on that bot setting screen. Now I'm going to go over to bot training. And this is where I need to select my knowledge base. That original set of instructions that we went through didn't actually connect a knowledge base. And that's what we want to do right here is connect our knowledge base. And then I can save. And you can see that I can test things right here as well. I am going to keep going though, and I'm going to look at brand voice, which this you don't really need to do much with. We've already connected this. But I do have this alert here still on bot goals. On bot goals, you can see that, again, some of this looks familiar. We've got name and email. We have the objectives that we filled in. Skip if they're already filled. This does say that it's going to book an appointment, which actually I believe I had turned off. And it has receive an email notification if the bot doesn't know the answer to something. We're going to save that. Great. Now my little alert's gone. Let's go to additional instructions. This instruction section is where you can actually give it guidelines and guardrails. If there's certain things you never want it to do or certain ways that you always want it to answer something. And you can see here you have 2,000 characters that you can play with. And some of the examples of this might be never discuss pricing or always guide people to book a call after the third question or wait till the third question before asking them if they want to book an appointment. Things like that are what you might put in your custom instructions. And if we look at this here, this has 770 characters right now. It's not very long in terms of instructions, which is fine because we also have our knowledge base connected. Remember, you don't have to set up all of the questions and answers here in the conversation guidelines. This is just general information, but there might be some guardrails you want to put in. And one of the things that I like to do is I like to copy this into a Google Doc, tinker with it there, maybe even put it into Chat GPT and say, my goal is to have this bot be able to do X, Y, Z. Help me update this prompt. Help me update these conversation guidelines to ensure my goal is met. ChatGPT is a great use for that, helping you update prompts. And so that would be my recommendation there. And then to save those instructions somewhere so that it's easy for you to go and review them, edit them, copy and paste them back in with whatever changes that you have. So make any changes that you want to there. And then the dashboard, which we have no conversations yet, so there's not much to show there. Now, if I go back to one of the screens, bot training or bot goals, both have a test your bot option here. I can send a quick message and we can do a little bot test. I said hello, and it should give me the standard greeting back, which it does. Oh, and it asks for my name. And it asked for my name in a way that was actually pretty clever, right? How can I help you today? And just to get started, what should I call you? And this is an example of why somebody might prefer to interact with an AI chatbot versus just reading your FAQ page. This is an actual conversation it can have. It's going to help decipher real questions and answers. And this, again, is part of the stuff that you can build into your knowledge base. And then it's going to use ChatGPT on the back end. We saw that it's using OpenAI 4.1. So it's taking your knowledge base like a custom GPT and it's answering your customer's question in a nice little chat widget right on your website. So we saw how to build the knowledge base. We built the conversation AI, actual AI agent. Next, we need to look at the actual chat widget. In order to create this chat widget on your website, you need to create a chat widget in HighLevel. And the way we do that is here in Sites, and then you'll see Chat Widget. When you come into Sites and Chat Widget, you're going to create a new chat widget. And you see here that there's a voice AI option, there's an all-in-one, and there's a live chat. There's also Instagram and Facebook and all these other things, which can seem a little confusing. For that live back and forth with the AI agent, the live chat is really my preferred option at this point. Now, a voice agent is an option if that's what you're building, but we were building a conversation agent. And so this is the option that I like to use. And there's a couple settings in here that can get slightly confusing if you're building this, because you can build this to just collect name and phone number and have no AI involved at all. But in this case, we're building it to actually be able to answer questions. And you'll see we have a little preview here. And I do have a full tutorial as well on building chat widgets. So I'm just going to go through a couple of settings on here for the conversation AI piece. So if we start with style, this is where you can update any information. You can update the look and feel and the prompt and whether you actually have that on there or not, whether the bubble goes away. You can change the colors. You can change the welcome message where it says, hi there, I have a question. You can set it up to have a welcome back message if somebody is returning. If you go to custom widget, you can replace the little image there, or you can take it away altogether. You can decide where this shows up on your page and also the size of it. All of that is pretty standard. Again, I go over that a little bit deeper in my chat widget demo. Now we get to the chat window. We have title and intro. So the have a question, you can see that here. Enter your message below. You might not say and a representative will get right back to you simply because there's going to be an instant response from AI. You can have contact form options here. However, your AI is also going to ask for these things. Then we have live chat assigned. So if we turn this off, it will not engage the form like you're seeing here. And you'll notice here the live chat welcome message. It says right here, keep disabled if using conversation AI. So you want to check all these little information pieces here because some of them will tell you if you're using conversation AI, you don't want this on there. Your delay is fine. Inactivity message. All right, moving on to live chat, closed, live chat office hours setup. Again, enable to set weekly availability based on time zone. Leave disabled if using conversation AI. So we want to leave that one disabled as well. Then additional information. Do you want it to play a sound? Do you want agency branding, which is the little powered by Marketecs Engine down here at the bottom? And then do you want the compliance box, which is this, by submitting, you agree to receive SMS messages, etc. It says checkbox for HIPAA. It's not necessarily HIPAA wording. It's just the only way to get the checkbox on that form. And then going over to messages, we have acknowledgement messages, feedback messages. These are all standard. And then your language. So our chat widget is created. Very quickly, very simply, I'm going to hit save. It is now Chat Widget 2. And you can see here that it's a live chat. So we would then need to put this on our website if it's something we actually want people to be able to engage with. To test our AI agents, I like to build a quick page. I added a new page, and then you just want to drop a pre-built section right here. I can grab an about and drop that. It's just drag and drop. This is really a fake page. We're only using it for testing. With that page created, as long as I have something on the page, I go under settings and I can connect my chat widget that I created and then hit save. Now, when I open this page, I can actually see my chat widget right down here. I am going to give it a little test, and you can see that the AI is going to respond. And there's my welcome message. Now, if I had actually built out that knowledge base on the back end, if I had told it what appointment to try and book, I would be able to engage with this. If I engage with this right now, it's going to be very minimal. But let's just see here. And I'm actually going to tell it, I don't even want to share my email address with you. And I'm even leaving spelling errors in there on purpose because it should pick up on all of that, just like ChatGPT does. And now it's asking me what is my role, because that is one of the questions that I told it to ask. So the little bit of training that we did, the little bit of instructions that we gave it, it is actually taking those and running with them. And it is trained on our brand voice. So it is talking about digital marketing and automations. Let's just see. I need an AI agent. Let's try that one. And you can see that it gave me a little response based on just my brand voice. So this is no custom knowledge base at all and not really updating the instructions. You see how easy this is to get that to work. So that's the 4 pieces that you need to actually make your AI agent, your conversation AI agent work. You need the chat widget, you need a website to put it on, and you need to build your AI agent with your instructions and your knowledge base on the back end so that it will answer properly. Now, if you're not using a high-level website, you can still embed your chat widget within your website. When you open the chat widget, on the top right here, there is a get code option, and that's the code that you just want to put on your website, and that is what will make the chat widget show up on your website. The other option is for WordPress. If you click the get for WordPress, it will take you to the lead connector plugin, and then you can actually connect it through the plugin. You'll say which chat widget you want and which pages do you want it on. We build a lot of WordPress websites, so we use that quite a bit, and it works great. And we do have a chat widget on our website. That is it. That's how you build and connect an AI agent for your website. Now, let's take a very quick look also at the voice agents. If I go over to Voice AI and I can click Create an Agent, and again, you're going to see that I have Marketplace if you're an agency admin, or I can create my own. And this is going to look pretty similar. The difference is you're going to have to pick an actual voice And there are lots of voices that you can pick through. You see here 16 pages of different voices, and you can choose accents and genders, and you can search by a particular name if you know that there is one, and etc. Lots of options here. We're actually just going to stick with Jessica. You can listen to the voice and see if that's what you want. You want to give the agent a name, put in the business name, make sure you choose your time zone, and then you can actually choose the model on this one. You'll notice in the conversation AI, we didn't have the model drop down, but here we do. And you can actually even go outside of ChatGPT. You can use Claude and Gemini. So we're going with the recommended one. And you can see how much it costs per minute when you're looking at these options. And then we have the initial message, just like our conversation AI. I would recommend you say something about this being the AI agent for the company, just so that people don't feel like you're lying to them. For example, I would say, hey, you've reached Telly, the AI agent for Marketecs. How can I help you today? Then we're going to click next. We can connect to the knowledge base, and we can use the same knowledge base. So once you have that created, you can use it for multiple agents, or you can create something new if this is going to be a different use case. You can tell it specifically when to use the knowledge base, and again, we can tell it which information to collect. You have the option to trigger specific workflows when the call is over, and you can send an email notification for when calls are done, which actually will notify a specific person, all admins, or even to a custom email address. Maybe you want to send it directly to your project management system, and it creates a task saying that this call was completed and here's details about the call. You'll notice when we have the option to click next here or to switch to advanced mode, and you do get a little warning that the mode can't be switched once it's already created. And I'm still getting notifications over here from my AI because it's telling me that it's been closed due to inactivity, which is funny. But that's what that looks like too, which was all part of the chatbot settings that we had the option to set up. I'm going to click next. And here's where I would connect a phone number. I don't have a phone number connected in this demo account, so I actually can't connect one right here. So I won't be able to complete the setup of this in terms of making it actively work. You can also set working hours if you don't want it to take calls 24/7. And you can set it up as just the backup to a phone number. So you want it to go to real people first and then just go to AI if no one answers, so that it still feels like someone's always answering the call. This is also where you can say, is it going to be a phone call or a web call or web chat, basically. And we can test this, and you'll see that you have some time left here. So let's give this a test.
Hey, you have reached Telly, the AI agent for Marketecs. How can I help you today?
I'm interested in getting an AI agent for my business.
I'm unable to find specific information about getting an AI agent for your business right now. However, a team member will reach out to you shortly to assist further. Could you please provide your contact details so we can follow up?
Not today. I'll just go to the website and fill out the form.
All right, no problem at all. Feel free to reach out anytime. Have a great day.
There you go. That's a test call on a voice AI agent that I just set up in very little time at all. There's a transcript, a recording, and a summary of that call, total of 34-second duration. And this was with no real knowledge base. And it was not actually connected to the brand voice or anything like that. So you can see that example right there. I am going to save this. Now you can always go in and edit or duplicate or put in a specific folder. Maybe you have different agents for different products and you want to organize them. They can actually transfer to each other as well. There's an option to set that up. So if I wanted to go back in and edit here, you'll see that my edit window looks a little bit different than my setup window. It looks a little bit more like when we went back in to edit the conversation AI. And so this is where I can, once again, change the name, the business name, the initial message. I can go through the agent goals. This is where it's connected to my knowledge base. I can tell it when to look up the knowledge base. I can then go into the phone activity and connect it to a phone number. And again, I have dashboard and logs. Now back here under agent goals, at this point, I can actually switch to advanced mode still here as well. And if I switch to advanced mode This is when I get a prompt, which is similar to the prompt that I had in my conversation AI options. So this is where I can give it more information. I can tell it how I want it to ask the phone number, the name, all of that type of stuff. This is fairly important with conversation AI because it is voice and it is asking for stuff. And if people get annoyed with the fact that it's AI, it's really going to not have the same outcome that you're hoping for. So I think it is important to come in and switch to advanced mode and to use advanced mode to really set up your prompt for your voice AI. And like I said, there's some prompt guidelines here. There is an evaluate option in voice AI that you don't have in conversation AI. This will help you see if anything's missing or any recommendations that they have. You can view the system prompt, which it does say it doesn't recommend you update. There is personality, time, and awareness. There's all kinds of different information here. But I often will take this prompt, I will pull it into Chat GPT, and I will say, here's what I'm trying to accomplish. I want my voice AI agent to ask the caller for XYZ. I want it to do this in a specific way. Help me update this prompt so that it responds the way I'm expecting. And ChatGPT does a really good job of helping you update prompts. And a lot of times I'm iterating on those several times. And then you test it and you ask the question the way you think a client's going to, or a potential client's going to ask the question. And if it doesn't answer it properly, you go back to ChatGPT. It answered it this way. Help me fix it so that it says this. So this is where you just want to keep iterating on how your AI agent answers questions and handles things. And the same thing with conversation AI. You're going to want to go back and forth and iterate on that and update your prompts and really test it. Put it through the ringer, ask it difficult questions until you get it to the point that you want it where you actually trust it. Hopefully that gave you some really good ideas, some use cases, and gave you a little more faith in being able to go in and create your own AI agent. I would love to hear your cases for your AI agent, any problems you're running into. You can leave a comment. I don't think I can reiterate enough that you need to test your AI agents. You need to ask it all the difficult questions before you connect it to your phone number or connect it to your website. But as you saw, I built the AI agents, I built the knowledge bases, I created the widget, put it on a web page, or created the voice AI, and then you just connect a phone number. And that does have to also be in HighLevel. Hopefully this gave you some ideas on how you could incorporate AI agents. If you want help with that, there are links down in the description to join Marketecs Engine and get our templates, or to give us a call and see if this is something that you would like us to build for you. If you found this useful, like, share, and subscribe. And I also hope you'll leave a comment. Let us know what you're working on and let us know your questions. Thanks.